And we're live.
What's up, guys?
Hey, thanks everyone for coming back and listening to this week's episode of Eigenbros.
Yes, episode 27.
Yeah.
So
I'm JJ,
I'm Terrence.
He's Terrence. Juan, aka, and
Just a couple of physics bros.
Yeah, we what did we talk about this week? We were just
Dude, we talked about so much random.
Yeah, this one was kind of all over the place, but we wrapped it up with we talked a lot about some history, some anthropology stuff.
Mm-hmm. 90s kids shows.
90s kids shows. We went through some nostalgia train a little bit, and then we talked about a cataclysmic event. What would that look? What would that mean for us?
Yeah. So there was some coherency.
There's some coherency.
Yeah, there was some coherency in the flow.
Yeah, I think because I had a little bit of coffee today, so I was feeling like extra.
Yeah.
I was tying things in together.
He's sharp.
I was sharp. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, if that sounds good to you, please stay tuned.
Yeah, guys, and just make sure you subscribe to our channel and give us a like, give us a share, give us a comment.
Yes.
And also check us out on Twitter. We're at Eigenbros. And also the mailing list. So if you haven't signed up for the mailing list, go ahead and check out our website, which is eigenbros.com. And you can get instant podcast updates and everything else. And that's it, guys.
There you go.
All right. We'll see you in a bit.
3, 2, 1. And we're live.
Eigenbros.
Fucking thing sucks.
Whoa, that's not the right one. There we go. I just love it when that works out.
Have you ever hit the right one on the first try?
Probably not, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, man. We're back.
So what's good, Juan? How you been, man?
Been all right, man. Just most schools have prelims, as they call them, or qualifying exams.
Is prelim the standard?
I think it is a standard across all departments, right?
Probably, I imagine. They all talk.
Yeah, because it's kind of weird how some departments kind of have different kind of like styles or styles to give the exams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they all like have one, but they all have like a different version.
Yeah. Like there's the all or nothing, right? Which is the school that I go to has the all or nothing. Like so you're given certain attempts, but you have to pass the exam all in one go, every subject. But then there's the other one that I know of, which is by subject. So you can pass it by subject.
Yeah, and this is for physics specifically, right? Or do you know this with other sciences?
I think math is like that too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Okay. Math is like that. I don't know about biology. I can't think of any other subject that would have that, right?
We know Jackson. I know Jackson was complaining about it, but
he's also doing prelims.
Yeah, but I know he was talking more like, it sounded like, from my understanding, that it was like there was an oral component to it. Like you actually had to give a presentation.
Oh shit! Okay.
Or something.
I know that there in some disciplines they have you write essays or something.
Yeah.
Because that's what Karina's, I think, is kind of like that.
Okay.
To do
I don't know the extent, but they're like all different.
Yeah. I have a friend who goes to CU Boulder, and she's like, yeah, I have to do, my prelims consist of an oral exam, which I think you and I would both excel on.
I would way more prefer that.
Yeah. She was saying, I would much, and she's the kind of person that says that does well in exams because she can like study and remember things like that really well. And as opposed to, I think, you and I, where we can have a discussion about ideas and like we remember concepts a lot like that, a lot easier.
Yeah.
And
or I can like bullshit my way through when I'm speaking.
No, I think you can usually reason through things verbally. Yeah. It's just like putting things on paper for me at least, takes so much commitment to thought. I
always felt like you were more of a man of the pen, though.
What do you mean?
So I feel like your thoughts are better when they're written out. I don't know if that really translates necessarily to what you're saying, like an exam. But I've noticed with you in particular, I feel like your writing skills make you shine a lot more than your speaking.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's 100%.
You would agree?
Oh, yeah. I've always had that. It's because I have to think more carefully about what I want to write down.
Yeah.
As opposed to like me just spitting out words and,
Right. You're trying to like put it all together while you're speaking, but you're like, I got to kind of formulate this better. But you've already said something, and you can't undo what you've said.
Exactly. Yeah. So I used to stutter a lot as a kid too. So maybe that's a little bit of something like maybe it has to do like my mind's going much faster than the way I can speak it. I guess I don't know.
Have you heard about those people who can like get over their stutter by cursing every time
Tourette's?
They say something? Oh, that's Tourette's. Is it? Is it Tourette's?
I don't know. Is it?
You might be right.
That's a condition. It's a condition where people will just say inappropriate. I mean, sometimes I think it's characterized to be a thing where you just say curse words and stuff.
Yeah.
But
okay, so no, I'm saying it right then. So the Tourette's part is when you like involuntarily say cursing. But I'm saying for specifically if you have a stutter, a lot of times people get over their stutter if they curse a lot. They actually said, I don't know if this is like one of these internet rumors, but Samuel Jackson supposedly got over his stutter by saying motherfucker all the time, and that's why he says that.
I don't believe that.
I know, it sounds unbelievable, but we'll have to research that one.
That's actually funny that I do cuss a lot. Like when in my day-to-day, I actually, I curse a lot. So
is that because of the stutter?
Maybe I involuntarily figured this out and was like, maybe if I just slow it down with some, SpongeBob, they say sentence enhancers.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that
classic episode.
That show was so good, man. I was talking to the buddies of mine that you maybe if you guys saw the previous episode, we're hanging out.
Check out episode 26, Ricky and Jesse.
Yeah, both one psychologist, one mathematical physicist in training, and pretty cool guys. But yeah, we were just talking about like SpongeBob episodes, like classic SpongeBob episodes, and obviously the sentence enhancing words was one of them.
The classic SpongeBob were just fucking
top notch.
Yeah, top tier. Like memes are still being used on those things.
Yeah. I think we're the generation that's popularizing those memes.
Yeah,
like, are like
But no, because like kids on these days,
Instagram.
they'd use them and they don't even know like.
The really source material?
Huh?
They don't really know the source material?
No, they don't.
Yeah,
they're like, I don't know what episode that's from, but...
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying they're taking the cultural, like, not presence, but,
it's that, like...
the iconography of SpongeBob or something.
Yeah.
Like, if I could characterize it that way.
Well, it's just, I think what lends SpongeBob so well to memes is the fact that they use all of those really expressive faces.
Yeah,
and they kind of, and SpongeBob actually wasn't really the originators of that either. I don't know if you realize, but SpongeBob took a lot of their elements from Ren and Stimpy. So without Ren and Stimpy, without Ren and Stimpy, they would have not even been the same show.
Yeah,
like it was way more Ren and Stimpy like in the beginning, and you can tell their influence. They even use some of the same what is it called, soundtrack music as Ren and Stimpy. Funny. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, but they used some of the things.
I mean, what made it great was like as a kid, you see those zoom-ins when they zoomed in, and it's like grotesque.
Ren and Stimpy was the ones who started that whole thing.
About that. Yeah.
They were just to another level to where a Ren and Stimpy type show would not fly these days. Like,
oh, for sure.
It was just under the radar back then because there was no things like the internet calling people out. So the parents were completely oblivious. They just saw cartoons and thought it was fine.
Yeah, man, you're totally right. Actually, it's But even the writing was just really funny.
Of SpongeBob?
Yeah, it just had I actually remember reading there's comedians that started early on writing for like Nickelodeon shows.
Oh, really?
Like Neil Brennan.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he wrote for all that.
Oh, wow.
The sketch
I know he's
show.
the guy who also wrote for Chappelle's Show, right?
Yeah. Same guy.
Okay, damn.
And I mean, he's a well-known comedian now. But
dude, all of that was so funny. Like I was watching some older ones with Keenan. When Keenan was actually funny. He
not an SNL or whatever.
Yeah, it's a shot at Keenan. I love Keenan, but he's not funny on SNL, really.
I think his SNL's too what's the word I'm looking for? Sanitized.
SNL's just past its prime, man.
Maybe, yeah.
It's just past its prime. But anyway, he was doing the Miss Pidlin sketch. Do you remember Miss Pidlin?
Yes.
And eating his peas. Yeah, he's like, eat your peas. He always served the kids the peas.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he's the lunch lady.
Right. Yeah.
But dude, that shit was so funny, man.
Oh, man. I remember, honestly, my favorite person on that sketch show was Kel.
Of course. Everybody loved Kel.
Kel was
I think Keenan was an underappreciated like
he might have been the backbone a little bit.
Yeah, but but him and Kel were so good together.
They were so good together. Yeah. Iconic.
And Good
duo.
Burger Man, you remember that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that I think they made a whole movie.
Like, that was our childhood essentially.
yeah. I mean, no, but he had some good characters like Repairman, man.
Oh
that guy.
And what's the French guy in the tub? Pierre.
I don't remember.
Was it Pierre Escargot or something?
Dude, actually, you're throwing me back, man. That was like, I forgot about that one.
And he would always say this wrong shit in French.
Right. I remember the guy, the coach or something that hated his. I don't know. I'm getting maybe too.
Yeah, the coach. I'm mixing it up with Key and Peele now because I remember Keegan in Mad TV has the really funny ass coach, Coach Hines. And he's got those little short shorts on.
Maybe it's something. Maybe they derived. When I saw the sketches, like I was like, wow, they borrow a lot of like these sketch elements where like an angry coach or something. And
well, these are like I think these are kind of tropey like classic things. Probably.
Sure. Yeah.
I remember Amanda Bynes. She did a really funny Ross Perot. Do you remember that?
Wow, really?
Yeah, she used to do Ross Perot and with the money bags.
Interesting.
I used to like that. That was one of her favorite. That was one of the funniest characters I think she had. Like Amanda Bynes was actually kind of funny when she was a kid.
Yeah.
She even had her own offshoot show because of that.
True.
And she the Ross Perot sketch, and also the kid from Drake and Josh was on her show.
That's true. He was like the surfer guy, or what is it?
I don't remember, but I thought he was funny as shit on Amanda Bynes. But I didn't ever like him on the Drake and Josh show. I thought it was too corny.
Yeah, he was really corny. I think he was trying to rebrand himself as like a.
Yeah, he might have been because he was way funnier on Amanda Bynes. I thought.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he played some surfer guy, or was like. He's like, whoa! Like you'd ask him a question, you'd be like, yeah.
That's
I forgot the character he played, but it was really
Yeah.
stupid and silly, but it was funny.
Yeah, and I remember the Popper Pants was a really funny one I liked when I was a kid.
Pants?
Yeah, they had popcorn in their pants. Like you would popcorn in your pants.
What?
And they'd be eating out their popcorn out of these giant pants. It was like these big silver like lined pants.
Kids, man. What kind of shit?
Dude, that shit was
like?
great though.
Nah, man. Yeah, it's wow, it's real big nostalgia hour here. But but yeah, man. Yeah, SpongeBob. No, we were just talking about SpongeBob, and it was like it was just such a good show. It was top five episodes that you can remember off the top of your head. Go.
Me?
Yeah, you go.
How about top one? I'll have
Top
to dig.
one.
I'll have to dig to remember all these. So we can maybe go through it. But
okay,
I gotta,
you first,
don't put
and
me
then
too much in the spot.
I'll give you one of mine.
So my favorite probably episode that I can recall from SpongeBob that I just like, it's like a classic episode that always brings me to it, or that always just comes in my mind as a classic.
Yeah,
is the Rock Bottom episode.
Is that the Krusty Krab pizza episode?
No. So the Rock Bottom one, it might have been along with it, alongside it.
Yeah, because that's the one where he gets lost, right?
It's a different one though, because in the Krusty Krab pizza one, he gets lost in the normal area. The Rock Bottom one is where he goes to Bikini Bottom's like downtown section.
Oh,
and they're like, you know, it's like the really weird ass neon fish and shit. And they're speak in the you know,
Oh, you're totally right.
tongue.
Yeah, that one's iconic.
Yeah, I just love that one, man.
Sure.
And he's all creeped out because he doesn't understand anything in that area.
Yeah, that was a great episode, man.
Yeah, it's so classic.
Well, one of my favorite ones, one of my top 5 ones is probably the one where they go to Sandy's
her beach dome
biodome.
thing, her biodome. Dude,
then,
that was a great one.
You know, I'm Dirty Dan, and it's like
I'm Dirty Dan.
And then she's hibernating, so she gets really angry and turns to like a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
There's so many things that came out of that episode, like
dude, I died on that one.
You know, being fancy. You can't, you know, I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
I don't need it.
It's like drinking water.
That's another Sandy biodome one.
Which one?
Where he's I don't need it because he's in her dome with no water.
Yeah.
So he's
That's
dehydrated.
Like the first episode where they go into the dome.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And another funny one. Oh, I just lost it.
Can refresh your memory here. Alaskan bullworm. I'm just gonna shoot.
Oh, that's a funny
Alaskan
one. Oh, when she
bullworm.
ropes Patrick.
Yeah.
And you see the nuclear explosion in the background. Dude, that shit was so good. And that's the Texas one. Because they're making fun of Texas. She hunts him down.
Yeah. It's a real funny episode. But yeah, they got a lot, man. They got so many.
I know you guys must have gotten a lot of that shit when you lived in Texas.
What?
A bunch of people quoting that episode.
Yeah, I mean, they probably aired it there more than probably anywhere else, I'd imagine. For some, I mean, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, all the really like intense ones. I like the one with the maniac.
Oh, yeah,
He's just standing there menacingly. And SpongeBob's like, "Where's the maniac?" He's like, "He's right on top of you."
Yeah. The hall monitor episode, in case you guys want to look it up. I think it's that
the hall monitor?
Yeah, I think it's the hall monitor episode. That's a good one. Man, there's so many. Yeah, it's man.
Wee woo.
Oh man.
Yeah, SpongeBob's the best.
So good.
But
underrated. The influenced a generation of kids to laugh.
Yeah.
Live, love, laugh.
Apparently, there's supposed to be a reboot of Rocko's Modern Life.
I don't know.
Remember
I don't know
Rocko?
if I want to see that.
You weren't a fan of Rocko?
I liked it, but I don't know if I want to see reboots of my favorite shows growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It loses the magic, right?
Yeah, you kind of
it's hard to restart something after like decades.
It's because I want new ideas, man.
Yeah. It's like
You know what I
fishing back to the old stuff.
Yeah.
And people are like kind of dry of ideas and it's different time.
Like
I don't want to see Rocko with a cell phone.
Yeah, or like the only show that I would really want that you could bring back and it'd be funny without stealing any of the magic would be like Seinfeld. I think. Because you can think about Seinfeld, because Seinfeld's all like situational, you know what I mean?
But still, man, like,
because
it's still it's not the same time, right? Because then it's like how Seinfeld, it's gonna be so different from the original Seinfeld. Like,
no, but he responds to like things, situational things, right?
It is, but imagine like now, like where is Seinfeld gonna be living? Is he gonna still be in his bachelor apartment with Kramer coming in randomly? Especially Kramer's career now, where it's at. I mean,
true.
There's that
assuming
stigma
that didn't happen. Let's just assume none of that happened.
But dude, it's like it can't. Like it's hard.
Yeah,
like all this stuff is so different now.
I could imagine Seinfeld where it's like, somebody stealing packages, Amazon packages or something. And then
But Seinfeld just seems so I can't even picture him as a like bachelor anymore. I can only see him as a
family man,
multi-million-dollar guy.
Oh, okay.
Like his image in my mind is completely different now.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure he can't have his like Jerry curl hair going on anymore.
Like, he's just not that guy anymore. He's completely just an elite Hollywood comedian guy.
Yeah, untouchable now. Like same with Eddie Murphy.
Legendary
right?
status. Yeah, I don't know what's the Eddie Murphy's movie's gonna be like. I have bad feelings. Have you seen it?
No.
It looks like it's just too late. It's like,
what is he doing?
He's doing some movie. I don't even know. Like it was actually one of the first times I turned off a trailer halfway through.
Yikes!
I was like, yeah.
You're like,
I don't know what this is. I guess he's having a midlife or something.
I don't know, man. He made a song a long time ago.
That was during his prime.
Oh, that was during his prime.
Yeah, with Rick James.
What was the song called?
Just Party All the Time or something.
Party all the time.
Matt TV did a funny sketch on it.
Really?
With Ari Spears. And basically Rick James was just trying to do coke. And Eddie Murphy just kept paying him in coke or something, I think. Or he's trying to write the song and he's just like, okay, I'll be back. Just gotta get some.
Man. Yeah, another guy that's too elite to probably do anything like.
Yeah, he's just settled, man.
Yeah.
Like certain guys, I mean, it's like once their time is done, I mean, it's done, right?
Yeah, I heard him do an interview the other day, and I couldn't even like. He didn't even have that cadence of a funny guy.
No, he's probably just so sick of it. Like
maybe sick of being funny. Everybody laughing at you.
After a certain point, you probably just get so oversaturated with like your own shit. It's just like I want to just be away from it.
Or just everybody laughing at you, and you're like, "This is me." Like Seinfeld probably said that. He's like. It's just me. I'm not doing a character. Like,
But Seinfeld still is going. But the thing is, he's evolving though with time. Eddie Murphy kind of just stopped.
Yeah.
So now he's not, he hasn't evolved. Or if he did evolve, he evolved in a way that's not as a comedian. See,
Sure.
Seinfeld's evolving as a comedian still because he still does shows like Comedians in Cars.
Yeah.
But it's like a completely different thing than like Seinfeld. So his comedic image is not lost. It's just changed now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not far off from the original Seinfeld. He's always been the same guy.
Yeah.
But now he's just like a super rich comedian,
Yeah.
you know, who just drives in super expensive cars with his friends.
Yeah.
So like if Eddie Murphy, I think if he would have kept his career going still and done comedy, then we would have been following him along and understood it a little better. But you know, when people come back after decades of time, you're expecting the old shit. You're like, I want the old Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just not realistic.
True. Yeah, man. I mean,
So I think it's a lot better if you just keep your career going, right?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time, unless you're like, you know, Dave Chappelle or something.
He's been keeping his career going. He always
but
does comedy clubs.
But I guess he did a long hiatus enough.
But he has been doing comedy clubs, so he's still fresh.
Okay.
His talents are still being cultivated constantly. Like he just did some giant show with Joe Rogan. So like he's constantly still perfecting his routines and evolving with time.
Yeah, true.
And you can see that. Like no matter how long he's gone, as soon as you see a special, you can see that he's clearly been working on his material.
Yeah, true. There goes Maisie howling.
Oh, is that her? I thought it was somebody outside.
No, she gets sad because she has separation anxiety or something.
Oh,
she gets sad if somebody leaves the house. Like we don't even have to. I could be here chilling, and she thinks everybody left and starts crying.
Yeah.
So
Poor cat.
No, this is no. I think she was like she has abandonment issues.
Yeah, she had to have been. She's too loving for a cat.
She was probably a rescue or pulled. I mean, she is a rescue, but she was probably like abandoned when she was a kitten or something. So, you know, we'll see. It's a rest. You know, for the rest of you audio listeners, you'll get to maybe catch that. I don't know.
Oh, you think they will?
It might pick it up. I don't know.
Yeah, they might.
We'll see. But yeah, man. I don't know. Did you hear about that, by the way?
What?
Chappelle's coming out with a new new special, man.
I think I glanced at it.
Yeah. Some people are wondering. He's like, what did he say? He said something kind of interesting. He was like, "What's the price if losing millions of dollars is what it's going to cost to speak or to say things, then he's like, count me in or something." So he's like looking at like the culture of people, you know, I guess, how do I say
He's
this?
not in it for the money?
Yeah. He's like saying, I'm not in it for the money. I couldn't care less. I'm going to say...
Dude, I think that's the way. I think that's actually the way of our age now.
But the thing
a lot of people are realizing this.
Sure, but the thing is, like, a lot of comedians nowadays get not shit on, but I think they think saying things that are edgy is comedy. When the thing is Chappelle, he's smart enough. Him and Jesselnick, I think, are like smart enough to make crude jokes, but intelligent enough to where they won't, like, you recognize that they're jokes almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what would you say as a comedian that's just being edgy for the sake? I would have said Jesselnick's almost edgy for being edgy.
No, well, he can't. He could say that, but his whole philosophy is like, if you give me boundaries, if you give me constraints, it gives me more creative. Bless you. It gives me more creative freedom to make you laugh, to find ways to make you laugh. Because you say I can't make fun of these things. Well, I'm going to use that as I'm going to find the funny in that. I'm going to make you laugh. Like,
who would be an example though of too edgy? Would you say?
Just people. I mean, you can look at comedians that might just say raunchy things that aren't, that people are like, come on. Like,
can you give me an example though? Because I can't really think of any.
I'm thinking of like low level comedians, to be honest.
Oh, okay, like starting off.
Okay. Like some of the, some of like the lesser known guys that I think that I hear on podcasts or come on comedy podcasts, and then they say things like, people are too sensitive, but a lot of the times I go look at their stand up set, and they're not really that funny to begin with.
you got to be funny.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
It's like, if you're not funny, then
yeah. But at the end of the day, I think in their mind they're conjuring up, for some reason in their heads. I think that trolling thing, because a lot of us were raised on trolling.
Sure.
And I think those people are trying to
born in the troll, molded by it.
Yeah, man. You know, like people in their internet, we're like internet culture. A lot of the millennials grew up in the internet culture, and you know that comes with its own like, I guess, mindset of certain things.
Heavy
like what's
influence.
funny, and like I think we're more irony poisoned.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe, yeah. So I think when you try to translate that onto the stage, it doesn't work. It might translate on the internet because it's like an in-group kind of thing. You're like, oh, that guy's just playing around. He's
if you're not funny, then you just can't say shit. Like the audience isn't not liking you because you are edgy. It's like you got to be funny.
Yeah,
like get funny.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's
like
the number one thing.
Sometimes there are cases like, you know, I know a lot of comedians don't even like doing college campuses.
Yeah,
but that's because they're so thin-skinned. Like you can't really go there. But there's going to be an audience for your comedy. Yeah. Like if you go to a normal comedy bar, people want to see edgy comedians. Yeah. There's an appetite for it.
Yeah, but what I mean by edgy comedy is something that it's funny. It's still, it can be raunchy, but it's still funny enough to where you're not the group that you're making fun of can still be in part of that joke.
Right. It's intelligent funny.
Yeah.
There's like some kind of it's well thought out.
Yeah. It's I feel like that's kind of what, at least for me, it's what's a lot more important these days in getting out what's funny. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this all boil over because it's really not for me, I don't hear the big guys complaining. It's always like the low level guys saying, you know, you got to be careful about what you say.
Yeah,
and shit.
The big guys know how to be funny.
Yeah.
So they don't really give a shit.
Like Bill Burr, right? He's probably one of the guys that
he's probably the most sought after for people who want to destroy. They want to take Bill down so hard, but he just does not give him the opportunity.
I mean, because like I said, he's smart enough to know how to say these things, and like he
knows
he's being stupid too. He knows his own limitations. And,
right. He just knows how to navigate it.
He knows how to navigate. He's smart enough to know how to navigate it. But props to him. Props to those kind of comedians.
Bill. You got to have those guys hold out. They got to hold it down.
Yeah, and then I don't know. There's this comedian types, you know, those internet like Reddit kind of people.
Yeah, SJWs.
No. I'm talking about people that say like refer to dogs as like doggos and.
Oh my god.
Like,
dude, I want to literally shoot myself every time I see fucking doggo or heckin'.
Heckin' poofer or something like that.
Oh my god.
They'll use like
la heckin' doggo. I'm just like, you fucking die. You would not imagine the amount of rage. I get such an irrational rage when I see that shit.
It's like let internet speak or something.
Yeah,
you know,
that fucking boils my blood.
Yeah, it's kind of it's pretty corny to me, but
so fucking corny.
Those people that go on stage, those are like the nerdy comedians kind of thing. Like I consider like Bo Burnham in that.
Oh,
sphere.
I can't watch him. He's fucking horrible. Bo Burnham. Like I cannot stand anything he does. I'm like, this is not comedy. This is not funny. This is like,
It's kind of
he boils my blood in the same way. Maybe that's why I didn't realize.
No, really. Okay,
he
annoys
the shit out of me.
He seems like the kind of. But it's funny because he does have like, pretty solid roots as a comedian. I think he kind of used the entertainment part of like playing a guitar.
Yeah, anybody who's playing in music on the comedy act.
I think it's like a
bad
crutch
sign.
for some people.
Yeah,
but
it is. It usually is. People always say, "Oh, look how talented he is." It's like, okay, bro.
I mean, there's a couple people. I think I put you on. Did you get to watch like some of Dimitri Martin's stuff?
Yeah, I actually do like Dimitri Martin.
Good.
You did put me on to him.
Yeah,
because I used to kind of eschew him earlier too, because I was like,
he
oh
plays guitar.
god, yeah. But the thing is, his whole act is kind of like a creativity act.
Yeah.
Like, because he does like drawing, he does guitar.
Yeah.
It's like not like his whole act is needed to be like, look at my guitar skills. Like the guitar is very minimized in his act.
Yeah.
He's very much like he's like one of the greater examples of like I would think of like an introspective comedian. Like
Right.
his shit is like completely just thought out, and it's all about the craft of the joke.
Right.
Yeah. So I think this is really an interesting comedy style that you don't see a lot.
Yeah. I love one of his. He's definitely one of the more like traditional kind of comedy kind of guys.
Would you call him traditional though? I wouldn't say traditional.
Like, what I mean by that is like, you know, set up and punch, set up and punchline. You know.
I guess, but he's not like a one. He's not like a one-liner guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a one-liner guy.
To me, when you say traditional, I think of like Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
Like he's a traditional comedian to
me. True. Yeah.
You know, with the accent. What about these planes?
Yeah,
you know, it's just like, yeah. But Jerry's like still next level to me too.
True.
You know, he's like the height of what a traditional comedian would be.
Yeah.
Because Dimitri Martin, he's still kind of like quirky, kind of weird a little bit. Like his jokes are not his jokes are not predictable to me.
Oh, definitely.
Like I don't really see him coming.
No, hell no. Like there's that one joke that I love. It's about B batteries. You know.
I don't remember.
Where he's like, "Why are there only A batteries?" And you know, you go A, double A, triple A. And then like he's like, well, why don't you go to B batteries? And it's like, well, you think about the scenario when you go to a supermarket and ask somebody, hey, where can I find your B batteries?
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, then it sounds like you have a stutter or something.
Dude, that's fucking genius.
Like, dude, that's what I mean. Only a creative, like, and then one of my other favorite ones is when he's saying, can you imagine if somebody, I'm kind of butchering the joke, but if I remember it correctly, it has to do with something about coming into a restroom and not knowing that everything is automated. You would think it's haunted.
Is this his last special?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Because I gotta rewatch it if it is.
Dude, there's so many good bits, but yeah. He's one of the good people that are.
What's Macy doing?
Dude, she's trying to look outside. Hey, get away.
We need that window closed though. We don't want the whole audience being blinded who's watching the YouTube video.
She doesn't like compressed air.
Nope.
The sound of compressed
sprayer.
Air. I think that's. Did I tell you about this? It's like I think it's an evolutionary thing.
The spray.
Yeah. Because look, what does this sound like to you? Sounds like hissing, right?
Oh, like a snake.
Yeah.
Oh, probably, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything they probably don't recognize that makes a weird sound, they just want to get the fuck away from it.
No. She's usually curious about sounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that spray bottle's
runs
not.
Away.
It's a no-go.
Like if I spray water at her, she doesn't run. She's like,
oh really?
Whatever, it's water. It's stupid.
It's that sound.
It's a sound.
Interesting.
Yeah,
you must be right.
I think it's evolutionary, man.
Huh.
But that's how instinctive that is. Like
I know, man.
Probably doesn't even know where it's from. But
this is why I don't think we have free will. Let's not go down that rabbit hole though today.
I mean, yeah. What do you think? Where do you think that comes from though? Is that like some people think it's genetic memory or something like that? Did you hear about that?
I don't really know. You want to expound?
But isn't that crazy? Genetic
we could just have
instincts are like genetic memories.
Yeah, man. I'm sure the fucking cat that didn't run away from that shit got eaten by the goddamn snake. So whatever one had that fear from it, they survived. You know?
Yeah. Or how about like children's collective fear of monsters? Like, you know,
of the darkness and unknown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we imagine things in the dark because
the kids who were afraid of that shit didn't go in the fucking cave with the bear in it.
Yeah, exactly. Or just imagining creatures and stuff like that. That's you know, maybe kids with imagination survive, man.
Yeah, obviously.
Stay away from dangers.
Well, a big part of humanity, I think, is imagination. You know?
Yeah.
Like they say some of the, I don't know how. I think the knowledge has been updated in this. I know they used to say Neanderthals were not very artistic or creative.
Yeah.
But I think they have rescinded that a little bit because we've had mixing with Neanderthals. Like they have, I think Europeans have Neanderthal DNA. And I think actually most people, I think only Africans don't have Neanderthal DNA. But
yeah, most Europeans, I think they tend to have a larger segment of DNA that's Neanderthal.
So they're kind of rescinding, I think, the fact that there was a lack of creativity or something in Neanderthal.
Well, because they didn't have any rituals apparently. Like they didn't have burying rituals. They didn't really create a lot of art. That's what they found. I mean, they created clothes and stuff, but nothing like
Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing like we did, right?
Yeah, but that's a whole thing for anthropologists. We don't have any kind of
Yeah.
expertise in that. But it's interesting for sure.
It is interesting. There's a documentary I saw. I bought into this. I love watching documentaries, but there was a documentary about. Do you remember this place in France that has the cave drawings?
Yeah, they did the Cave of Forgotten Dreams by Werner Herzog on it, right?
What is that?
It's
that
the documentary by Herzog.
I don't know if that's the actual documentary, but I saw one documentary where this researcher she had a hypothesis about what she thought those caves were because they seemed to be intricately spiritual.
They have the pictures of the animals on there.
Yeah.
I think that's Cave of Forgotten Dreams.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the official name, but I don't know. Is that the name of the documentary?
That, because the thing is, the Cave of Forgotten Dreams documentary is very artistic. It's like it's by Werner. You know Werner Herzog.
Sure.
He's got the voice, the very interesting voice.
Okay.
You cannot mistake it.
It's definitely not this guy.
Okay. Maybe it's a different cave.
Yeah. No, I think it's the same cave, but a different documentary. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because in this one, they highlight one professor's theory about it. I guess there's a prevailing theory about, she's trying to establish his connection with the cave. You can look this up. What Terrence just said, you can Google it, but it's a really cool image of like where prehistoric man was at a certain time. And they have these very cool, intricate cave drawings of like early man or just what sort of like, what would you call it?
Just the drawings in the cave?
Yeah, like they're not pictographs, but people would draw animals and
it looked like pictures of like lions and rhinoceroses and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's really
very like it's not like a shitty drawing either. Like,
no, exactly.
It's nice. It's like good drawing.
Really well drawn, especially since the surface is rough and not even or smooth or anything. These people had to really work and make it look nice, and so this professor had a theory that said, well, this site I think is much more important to the people of the area than what we are led to believe, that this was just a cave where people drew shit.
Maybe so. Like they're saying it's like a big ritual spot.
Yeah, so she tried to tie it into the stars. So she was saying she was looking at like not the equinox, what is it? The winter solstice. And she noticed that at a certain time of year, light would clearly come through the cave, the one entrance in the cave, and shine in the back walls of the cave where the drawings are. Mm-hmm. So in this one particular time of year, people were able to come in and see light come through this cave. And
interesting.
So she believes that the people
planned it that way.
Well, they saw that this cave gathered light at this particular time of year that indicated a change in the, almost like in the change of the climate, right? Because there was a sort of calendar keeping, like, okay, once this light comes through this cave, we reset the clock.
That could be true.
And a new year start. Yeah, so she like amassed all of this data and she was making a very compelling case that this is what was happening, and really cool shit, because it makes me think about like how intricately tied our own curiosity is to like our base nature in a sense.
Let's unpack that a little bit. So
like we're naturally curious beings that we want to figure out.
Yeah.
Makes me think.
Well, I think that's the big separator. Well, because a lot of animals are curious, but what makes humans more special, I guess, or more different? I don't know. Yeah, we are definitely curious, though, for sure, right?
Like to a level that's, I mean that
maybe you would say heightened curiosity.
I mean, to that level where it's like your prehistoric brain. I mean, they say it's not that much different, which is kind of hard to believe, right?
But I mean, they can tell by the skull shape, I think.
Right. No, but I'm saying the complexity of things that we understand. I think the average human takes up much more information today than they probably did back in the day.
Probably, but we've had the architecture, maybe.
What do you mean?
So the thing is, we probably already had the same architecture. And I think also maybe this could be a thing where we might think we take in more information, but we may not. Like imagine back in the day, like they might have taken in the same amount of information, but these days we're just oversaturated with information around us. We think we have the illusion that we're taking in more information, but our brain is actually only holding a certain amount, and we're, because we do forget things, right? So there is some kind of active process your brain goes through to lose information, and I imagine that's because you need to create space to retain more information that's relevant.
Oh, and I guess a good point is that you were probably more likely to meet tribes that had different languages, too, and dialects. So you probably had to like constantly adapt to different languages and whatever.
Right. And just remember, you gotta like hunt, and you gotta know all these techniques to hunt.
Yeah. You're
observing animals. You're taking in all this information about your wildlife. So your job is literally just figuring out how animals move, how you should survive. I mean,
what plants to eat? What are the right plants to eat?
Right.
What animals to stay away from? I guess you do have to build a whole catalog.
Yeah, you do. So I don't think it's probably any less information. I think it's just that we give the illusion to ourselves that there's more information because we have so much information at our disposal that we can choose to just look at this subset that just has an infinite amount of knowledge. Yeah. But we're not actually retaining all of that infinite knowledge.
True. No,
I mean, you can already think like that with physics. Like, do you ever remember shit from like
no, like 2 years ago? No.
Yeah, you're just like, fuck, did I forget this already? Like, damn it.
Yeah, I haven't seen this in a while. Okay, I forget it.
So your brain is always actively like forgetting and then relearning and learning new shit. So
yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. Yeah, man. But yeah, anyway, that was super interesting. By the way, you brought up something interesting about this fucking, we were talking about like remaking shows and shit. Did you see the new Lion King?
No, I did not. It looked too goofy for me.
Oh man, I watched it.
Was it good?
No.
Okay.
It was so weird. It was super uncanny, man.
It looked bad.
I wanted to like it too.
Did you really?
Because I bought the original one and I hadn't seen it in years. I'm talking like decades probably.
So you got your hopes up. Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I saw the original and then I was like, oh wow, this movie's so good, man. I was like, choking back tears when Mufasa died. And
right.
Like, dude, that was
like, a powerful moment, wasn't it?
Man, when you first see that as a kid, it traumatizes you.
Yeah. You're like, I can't believe they did this.
Dude, this is... there were so many movies like that back in the day, too. Think about it. What is it? The Land Before Time. Have you seen that one? The one with the dinosaurs?
Who died, though?
The mom dies.
The Brontosaurus mom.
Littlefoot loses his mom.
That's true, huh?
And it's like super tragic because he's like... He like sees some silhouette of what looks like her mom in like some mountain or something. He's like, oh, my mom. And then he goes and then he finds that it's just like fossilized. It's like a fossilized version of a Brontosaurus.
Oh.
I used to think it was a mountain, but now
I thought it was a mountain too.
Dude, but I think it's a fossilized like, because of the blast and like immediately like,
damn, dude, I gotta rewatch that.
Dude, that movie was brutal.
Yeah, I know. Like, you know the story of the little ducky?
No. Which one? The one in the movie?
Yeah, the fucking what was the
Ducky?
Yeah, what was she? A pterodactyl or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Dude, the girl who did Ducky in real life got like murdered or something.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I think I heard about
she was really young.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really fucked up. I don't remember the full story, but I know it was like a really tragic day. Like she was like murdered by someone in her family or something.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes the movie even more sad now.
I know.
Like, what? Yeah, I mean, the movie is just tragic because
I'm like afraid to go back and watch it because I'm like, my childhood's going to be ruined.
Extinction level event happens. The kid, all the children, for some reason, most of the children survive, but all the parents die. And like you watching this as a kid, you're like, my parents died? Like you just
it's unfathomable.
It's unfathomable. And man, maybe there's a link between mental health and
Disney movies.
Disney movies that we saw as kids.
We were the hard gen. We got harder that way. He builds character. Kids these days are all soft and coddled.
Yeah, just show them one of those movies and be
Yeah,
like,
man,
yeah,
get hard.
try
Your
one of
parents ain't gonna
these.
be there all the time because Disney loved that theme. It was literally in Bambi as well.
Oh, you're
You know?
right. Yeah,
They loved the parent
Killing
get
your
killed.
parents.
Yeah, it builds character, man. They know what they're
Jesus.
doing.
It's fucking brutal. Yeah, you're right. Bambi, you know.
Is there any more?
No, but there was Fox. I remember Fox and the Hound was part of that. And
I don't remember that one too well.
technically, I think one of the dogs die.
Can't remember.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It's been a long
It's
time
a really
since I've
sad
seen that.
movie. Peter Pan was like an okay movie, but no one dies.
No,
Tarzan.
that was an interesting movie. Tarzan's parents died, but you don't
parents
see it,
die.
and he was already a man by that point.
No.
Oh,
I
because he was a
rewatched
kid
that
at
one.
one
He was
point.
a baby.
Oh, you're right.
I
'cause he
rewatched
gets
that one.
raised by the apes.
The apes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I
But
guess
that
you're
one
right.
was more new for us. I think we were like teenagers around that time.
Yeah, I wasn't really
Yeah.
into it
Yeah,
too
that
much.
was-
Actually, I don't even know if I saw it.
the music
fully.
was fire though.
Was it really?
Fucking Phil Collins went off. He snapped.
Oh shit! He
snapped.
he snapped.
He didn't have to do it that hard, but he did. He really did.
Phil Collins leaves nothing at the table.
It was so good, man. It was a really, really, really good soundtrack.
See,
But,
I know the music from Kingdom Hearts. Do you remember Kingdom Hearts?
Dude, I didn't have a PlayStation, so I couldn't
Okay,
tell
well,
you.
Kingdom Hearts integrated the Disney movies into that atmosphere,
mhm.
and they used. I'm pretty sure they used the themes from certain
like movies or
movies. Yeah, because Aladdin's theme was like. Well, Aladdin's theme had an original theme,
something. Yeah.
but like Nightmare Before Christmas used the Nightmare Before Christmas music.
Right, right.
So if Kingdom Hearts, I don't know if they used the Tarzan music, but if they did, I love that
Probably.
soundtrack.
Probably.
They might have.
And
But
yeah,
it wasn't Phil Collins, or
Oh.
maybe it was, but it was like a theme that was
They probably took from Phil's stuff.
whatever it was cool music.
Yeah,
so I
it's
don't
really
know.
good.
And
Really
if
good
you
stuff.
you can't confirm for me either, so
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, man, this just Disney I feel like messed it up. But yeah, the new one sucked because everyone was kind
The
of
live action?
How do you feel about that? Do you feel a lot of people say it's the remakes have an important component because art likes to redo things when there's new technology that changes enough
mhm.
to where you adapt to the new style, the art to the new style.
yeah.
But people are saying that cartoons or animation is so timeless because of what you were saying, the component of like the animation and how you're able to emote.
You're not hindered.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're the people are able to emote more
Mhm.
carefully. In the movie, the biggest problem was, for me at least, was like it didn't even look like Simba cared. It was sort of like stoic
Because
you know
he
what I mean?
looks like a regular lion.
Yeah, it was
I'm like, that's not how that's the whole point of animation, like
Yeah.
a cartoon animation like
Yeah.
that is so you can have those cartoony expressions and things.
Yeah.
If you're
yeah.
making it, that's why I didn't even want to see it because I'm like, it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Did you watch the Jungle Book one?
I
think you
did.
did,
I
right?
did. The Jon Favreau one.
And John Favreau made this one too.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He had a good cast, but
I thought it was
honestly-
okay. I thought it was okay.
I thought it was okay too, and that's what I felt about Lion King. It was
Okay.
okay, but it doesn't hold up to the original.
The coolest thing I liked about Jungle Book and the Favreau one is the fact that he emphasized more the human qualities of Mowgli, where Mowgli was embarrassed to be human. Like he had his traits that he had that were human,
Yeah.
and all the animals looked at him like, what the fuck is he doing? Like
Yeah,
he would
yeah,
like
yeah.
fish and stuff. And,
Yeah.
he felt like an outsider. And I thought that was the best part of the movie because he
was cool.
emphasized that kind of struggle that Mowgli had.
Yeah.
Where in the original Jungle Book, it was more like fun, like
Right.
it was more happy, just like innocent.
Yeah.
But this one, they put an interesting take on it, like showing the human side is like
Right.
looked down upon in the animal kingdom.
Yeah. Did you know like that? There's, I took an art class or something that talked about exactly the themes that we used to deal with in literature, and there's like a clear timeline where it was like man versus society,
Mhm.
which are you can sort of think about books, stories like that, and then like the Jungle Book is about man versus nature.
Yeah.
Man versus his own nature sometimes.
Right.
Because we were questioning our position in the world and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was such, are we animals? Are we beasts?
Right.
If we raised a child in the wild, would we be as animalistic and stuff? Really cool stuff. Like nowadays, I can't even think about what the fuck kind of stories we create nowadays.
Well, these themes are timeless, I think.
Right.
That's why you always kind of know what the movie's going to be, because I think almost everything's been done. It's just a matter of how you get there is where it's going to be different.
Yeah, like when I say man, I mean like humanity, like human. Like,
sure.
But it's man versus man versus self, man versus society, man versus nature,
Man versus machine.
Man versus machine. That's one of the newer ones, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if it would have. I mean, I can't think of any other themes existential themes that might come up. Man versus nostalgia,
Man versus nostalgia. That's what Disney's playing into now. Crank up that nostalgia. They're really going ham on it.
Dude, it's going to kill the industry. Well, no, creatively.
It won't.
Creatively.
It's already been killed creatively. Like the rate that we crank out superhero Marvel movies, it's just like absurd.
I'm not complaining, but at least they're adapting things from one medium to another, It's something you haven't seen adapted.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
It's just that for me, when I'm looking for art, I feel like my time is more precious nowadays, especially because of the amount of access I have to good stuff these days.
Right.
Like we have no shortage of entertainment and art and media to consume these days, right?
Yeah.
So now, like this day and age, I feel like I have the luxury to be extremely picky. Yeah, so if I don't want to see something, I just don't see it.
You definitely have to be more selective.
Yeah, so it's just like the level of competition that exists nowadays with art and just like entertainment stuff is at such an absurd level now that like those kind of movies, like I don't even really think twice about them because I just have so much I can consume now.
Yeah.
And just even not from today, also just the amount of classics and just great story and great art that we've had in the past.
Back. Yeah.
Like I can literally go back, hundreds of years and look at stuff, that's just like next level. Like I can go to Three Stooges and watch all their shit. Like people I feel like get a lot of times so caught up in today, they forget also to go back and look at the really great stuff.
Yeah. Because some of these stories are timeless. Like the Bible took, I mean, this has been documented already. I mean, if you're a religious person, you can kind of like tune out a little bit, but like religious.
No, listen carefully.
Like religious stories have been adapted through millennia because they're great stories. Like the story of Moses, right?
Yeah.
Well, not Moses. Who is it?
Sure. Why not?
Who's the guy with the boat?
Oh, Noah.
Noah's
who's the guy with the boat?
Who's the guy with the big boat, man? Well,
needless to say, Juan is a heathen.
Well, I mean, it's because I take the element of the story.
Yeah.
So
the guy with the boat.
This story was borrowed from the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Oh.
Which was one story that it's one of the oldest stories that we've been able to like go back and find. Where historians find different tablets at different regions in the world, and it's the same story. And apparently the story has been adapted across cultures and time and been changed, obviously, and filtered.
Yeah.
But it has the same elements as like Noah's Ark, where God is punishing people for their sins, and then the guy has to build a boat and like put stuff in there and whatnot. But it's the same story. But these are all good stories that are, redone? They're retold, and adapted to the current age.
And it also makes more sense back then because like you probably had like a few good orators, right?
Yeah,
and then like because they had no media, like you had to come up with that idea originally, and like the orator who made that story was like, people were like, oh, this story's fucking awesome, so like they're gonna want to share that, you know, and then it just gets passed on to all these different cultures.
Yeah, do you like I wonder if the Library of Alexandria had as much, like I'm pretty sure maybe I wonder about the Library of Alexandria sometimes.
I don't really know too much about it.
So it was like one of the main collections of where society at the time, the most advanced society at the time, kept recorded history.
Do you know where it was at?
I believe it was in like Southern Europe. It might have been North Africa-ish in that area. North Africa, Southern Europe, that area, and it apparently burned down conveniently.
I mean, maybe
They attacked it. No, I think there was a faction that attacked it, and it ruined. It basically set back humanity for a while because then everything had to be oral history once again.
Damn, what a shame.
But then they learned to put things in tablet again and you know, write stuff down. But there were so many things that were
They
lost.
should have just hired a bunch of slaves to do it in stone.
Yeah, I mean, Egypt kind of had that, right? They knew that paper, and because I'm pretty sure paper is not a new invention. Once you can make paper out of grass or something. Have you made paper out of grass?
No, I've never made paper. Oh, actually, I did like the paper mache shit.
Yeah.
You know,
but you can do
middle
that.
school.
They made us make paper one time with grass in some
Did
class.
they really?
It's pretty simple. It's a lot easier than you think.
Oh wow.
But anyway, like people were like, grass. You know, I mean, this paper is not going to last. It's really shitty, and people had to write stuff in stone. But I mean, do you think about it today, man? All of the world's everything is so recorded digitally that I'm pretty sure if there was a cataclysmic event, we could lose all of written history too, pretty easily.
Well, the thing is, we do have tapes. Because the thing is, like Google, I don't know if you know this, but their data centers back everything up on tape.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
So they do this for events like that. And actually, I just read about a newish storage method where people want to record data in quartz crystals.
Oh, that's cool.
In theory, it should be able to hold about 360 terabytes or something within several inches of square, because it's got this crazy method of organization writing. It's like called, I think it's like 5D, 5-dimensional recording or something. You'd have to Google that. I can't remember.
Pretty sure they use lasers or something.
Yeah, like they etch it or something inside.
Yeah.
I think it's still being researched though. It's not been fully figured out.
Okay.
But in theory, if they can figure out the full process, it should hold about 360 terabytes of info.
Cool.
So it's the massive evolution to tapes that's already been used right now.
Yeah, because tapes I can't think of survive. Like imagine if you had a giant. Well, you would need to. What would destroy tapes?
Fire.
A huge magnet, fires.
I don't think magnets, because the information I don't think is stored like that. I think it might actually be like a hard coded thing, like you know how vinyls have like etched in things. I think it might be a hard coded thing. Okay. Yeah, so you actually need something to physically destroy it. Like electromagnetic radiation or anything. I don't think it's going to affect it.
Okay,
which is a positive.
Yeah, for sure. Wow,
but the thing is, of course, with those kind of methods, that means that the information takes up a lot of space.
Right.
So that's the only problem.
My thing, because damn, man, it's just, I don't know. I think about that sometimes because I read this in the news the other day, and they were talking about a huge asteroid coming close. Did you read about that?
Yeah, Elon was tweeting about it. I was like, oh boy.
Oh, here we go.
I think I tweeted at Elon. I was like, are you going to start an asteroid diverting company or something?
How the hell would you solve that issue though?
To divert an asteroid?
Imagine today if not NASA, but the DoD paid you money to investigate how to No, but let's say you have the resources of the government, of the federal government. How would you tackle this problem?
Well, I know the method that people like to say a lot is the gravitational. It's kind of like the gravitational slingshot, where you send something of some specific mass that changes the trajectory of the comet or the asteroid or whatever, by influencing it with a gravitational field. And then you can tune that object to push it out away from the path. And then you'd only need a small perturbation, because if you can catch it in time, that little push will change the trajectory so much that it will just pass Earth.
Yeah.
So I think that would probably be the best way.
Yeah.
Because then you don't get any kind of shrapnel or anything. I don't know what you call it with an asteroid if they break apart.
Yeah.
But you won't get any of those smaller debris that are still going to annihilate your city by like shooting it with a nuke or something.
Yeah.
So to me, that seems like the best method.
Yeah, like shooting.
And that would
with
be
a
how
nuke.
I would do it, because we already know how to, or at least I would, if I did it, let's say if I was heading this or spearheading this project, I would consult NASA, of course, to see if they would know with what precision that they could get something like that in the orbit of an asteroid. And I imagine they would be able to, because if it was something that was like a threat to our nation, where it could destroy the planet or destroy a whole continent, it would be big enough to where the math would be easy to send something into that orbit.
Right.
So I think that would be the best way, as long as you had enough time, to do that, because you have to catch it in time, right? You can't.
Yeah.
You can only divert it so much.
Yeah. So is nuking it? Would that work?
I think nuking it's a bad idea, because that's what I was saying. Was if you nuke it, you're going to explode the asteroid, and then you have so many new asteroids that they just have a new trajectory now. That could be now you have 4 asteroids in that trajectory now.
I think nuking it might, for me, it seems preferable, just because if you nudge it, like you're saying, but this is assuming you can't work out all the paths. Like if you work out the trajectory of the new path, then that could work. Which I think
you would, because your instrument would be fine-tuned enough to where you have some kind of thruster on that probe, or what it's say, the thing that goes into its gravity. That you can nudge it to wherever you want it to go, and those little perturbations should change the pathway enough to where you can guide it where you need it to go.
I see. Yeah, because that would work better, because thinking about the scenario where we nudged the asteroid where it's on a trajectory path towards the moon, and then the moon getting destroyed, and jeez.
Well, the moon is better getting destroyed than us.
No, because we're so intricately, life and everything is so intricately tied to the moon.
You're right.
We might as well be dead if it's gone.
Would we really be that fucked?
I'm not kidding. Yes.
Okay.
Like that's what that's what scientists say.
Okay.
The moon kind of controls some of the climate conditions here on Earth.
Because we get tidal effects from the moon.
Yeah.
So we get rising and the seas and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Would we really be that fucked? I wonder. But maybe if you say so, I don't know. I haven't read it.
I've read.
Okay.
I invite everyone to look into this themselves. But that's what I've read. The moon has a lot of jobs in protecting the Earth.
Yeah, we're so fragile.
It's because we're in equilibrium, man.
Yeah, we are.
If
God is good.
like this asteroid is gonna fuck up our equilibrium, man. It's if it hit, I mean the world might
really
end.
do need to have like a division for this though.
Oh, for sure, man.
I don't even know if we do. I haven't researched it.
We need to have a world government type shit for this kind of thing. Like,
well, we just need a division for this. Like
the
UN you're saying.
Like I'm not saying like calling for like whatever world tax. I'm calling for countries that can help pay for this come together and be smart about
all of the space nations, the spacefaring nations should be able to be in there.
Yeah, 100%.
I think this is what Elon was saying when he was tweeting. He said some tweet about it, and I'm like, he's got a point though.
I mean, yeah, man, you gotta at some point you gotta realize there's a threat outside of our own little fucking
We keep getting these close calls. Thank God we have Jupiter, because Jupiter sucks up most of the asteroids that we have.
Yeah.
But eventually our clock is ticking, man. We have so many clocks ticking right now.
yeah, we're due for because scientists come to these like I mean it's not really based on hard science, so to say, like these like we're due for this. Like when people say
they're based on estimates and things,
but they're based on the frequency of events historically.
Yeah.
Like
so the numbers are hard.
Yeah.
But the what would you say? The outcome is not hard. It's a soft outcome.
Right. It's like the inevitability of it.
Yeah.
Like you're just
kind of like climate change. Like we don't know exactly when our expiration is if we continue just polluting the atmosphere with CO2.
But we know it's bad.
We know it's not going to help.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a dumb, as Elon likes to say, it's the dumbest experiment that humanity is conducting at the moment.
Yeah, for sure, 100%, man.
It's just not smart.
It's I'm not sure, but we do need to get into something, man. Some kind of fucking space force or something. Really. I just don't know if we would have all the money to do it, right?
We got the money, but we just don't want to partition it. I think we do, because our military is like 50% of the budget. If you just cut even a tiny bit of that, that'd be useful. Because then you could even have a bunch of theorists. You don't even need experimentalists, as long as we had good theory behind these things.
Mm-hmm. And good engineering, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, if we just had 1% of that military budget, that'd pay for everything.
Maybe so. Yeah, it's the short-sightedness of a lot of these people in politics that's kind of annoying.
Yeah. Well, but anyway, politicians are useless. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I was worried about that because I was like, man, do I have to like send emails being like, well, I don't want to answer any emails today because you know, the world is ending in 6 months.
Oh yeah, fucking
vacay.
email.
yeah, take vacay. You know, do my bucket list.
Yeah, we're doing some acid. We're getting high. We're doing all that shit.
Yeah. What do you think? Do you think the world? Do you think governments across the world are going to say whether or not we're on the crash course?
They wouldn't. They would keep people under control, and they would make it seem very downplayed. But the thing is, in the age of the internet, like you have experts who would know better, and they would be the places to go and to consult.
Damn,
like astronomers would be like, yeah, we're fucked. Like clearly we can see the trajectory here and all this. Like there's always gonna be someone out there who knows the true story for scientific things like this for sure. Because like you could see it literally.
Yeah.
Like imagine people with powerful observatories and who are like backdoors astronomer types. They'll be able to tell and see these things.
I think they would say something.
Yeah, they would.
No, I'm saying, but I think governments would say something.
Oh, they would just be like, we're in a state of emergency or something, but they would make it very downplayed and say like, make sure you go into a safe spot in your house or something.
Go to your local public school.
Yeah, like it's gonna help. and please remain calm, and you know, we assure you that this situation is being handled. Yet they're flying the president into an underground bunker, and
you know,
Elon's strapping up into his Falcon 9 to Mars,
to escape Earth. Yeah, man. Jeez, what a terrible thing that would happen.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah, actually there's
it'd be a quick death though, so
it would be. It kind of makes me feel better and be like, well,
yeah, I'd rather have a quick death because we wouldn't even feel it. It'd just be like as soon as it happens, like our neck would snap from the amount of force that shit would probably hit.
I mean, you would be concussed immediately and then probably disintegrated.
Right. You get whiplash from an asteroid. You just I mean, it'd be instant. It'd be an instant kill.
Yeah. There's societies that actually have they to survive cataclysmic events, they've gone underground, and there's history established from this. Anthropologists have found that there's in some part of Europe there's a network of underground tunnels that almost feels like a city because the people during some kind of cataclysmic event they were living like that for.
What kind of event would that be?
I don't know. They were guessing, I think, a nuclear
so it's like a preparation,
a volcanic
volcanic eruption,
winter or whatever they call it, like where there's some.
Oh yeah, when all the debris starts to come down.
Yeah, and it's like an endless. There's a bunch of
all these embers and fire.
Yeah, and so the people had to be forced to live underground for
and then you have
years.
all the smoke and ash. You can't breathe
for years. Yeah. Apparently, this. If I remember correctly, this is what.
What's
it was.
that big famous one?
Machu Picchu.
No, it's in Europe.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's
starts with a P, does it?
Vesuvius? No, that's some Greek shit.
I don't know about I'm talking about the city, like Priori or something. Pompeii.
Yeah. The guy famously dying masturbating. Have you seen that picture?
No.
Wow, man, this is some.
That's going out
shit.
with a bang right there.
Yeah, he literally. There's a guy. This is Pompeii. Apparently, they have a picture of the guy's like body with him just laying down with like gesturing like that he was masturbating.
I know he's gonna be pissed.
Completely ashen, like his body was turned into ash because of the heat. Poor guy was living his like life, and then can you imagine that? It's just
oh man,
that's gonna be happening a lot if the asteroid came and then they come find another civilization comes and finds humanity. They're just like a bunch of people laying down.
Oh, they'll see a lot of shit with us.
Yeah, for sure.
These days, man.
I know, yeah. But yeah, that was like, it's super funny to watch that. Tragic, man. Tragic. Yeah. But
poor guy.
Anyway. Yeah, man.
How we looking on time?
Dude, we're
should we wrap it?
Yeah, let's wrap it.
Let's wrap it. Yeah, keep it short.
Talked a lot about nothing, but
hey, I love it, man. I'm kind of thinking we should go back to this format a little bit more.
Sprinkle.
It just flows easy.
We're gonna sprinkle these in,
Yeah. Just gotta keep it. We just gotta keep it natural,
Yeah. This is.
But yeah, we'll be afforded, of course. But I think this is enjoyable.
Yeah, actually, let us know which. I'm actually curious. I want to know if you guys have like a top preference. 5 SpongeBob episodes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you guys have any of those, And I guess a preference maybe if you want to hear more of these.
Maybe like a favorite SpongeBob episode is better.
Okay,
top 5's a lot to ask.
Favorite, there you go. Name your favorite one. Because I know most of our listeners are probably millennials anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think our range is like 31 to 35.
Yeah, damn. Okay.
We have some weird shit too. We got like
Russians?
like women. The women in our audience are like 60 and over.
Oh, awesome.
I'm like, okay,
ladies, I'm looking for sugar mama. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Anyway, shit.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Let's close it out.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Hey.
Yo.
Thank you for making it this far.
You did it, guys.
You did it.
You deserve an applause.
You deserve an applause. Yay. We'll do. I'll do that post. I'll add the applause. But thank you for staying this long. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already.
And share that shit.
And share it. Yeah, that's one thing we haven't been saying a lot. But share with your friends,
Share
if you like the show. If you don't, even if friends don't watch YouTube, share the Spotify link with them, or the whatever the audio, the Apple link, the iTunes link. I don't use iTunes, but if you do, leave a review as well. And hashtag some things, like science / hashtag laughs, hashtag live, laugh, love. Add some more.
You give them a lot of work now.
You know what? Add your own hashtag. It's cool. I'll actually go back and read them, or like send me something and I'll read it. I'll comment on it live on the show. So,
but all right, guys. Now that you have your homework, we appreciate you listening.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Peace.
I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?